After a down show, TJPW rebounded back to form. I am Chris with the Joshi Wrestling Recap for TJPW February 23rd, 2022, available on Wrestle Universe. This show helps set up a few more matches for TJPW's Grand Princess show, which is happening on the 19th of March. And while still down a couple roster members, Maki Ito and Miyu Yamashita, the wrestlers who missed the last show were available for this one. This was a multi-camera show with no commentary. We open with a fun little match, a tag match between the teams of Hikari Noa and Kei Toribami versus Yuki Kamifuku and Mihiru Kiru. I like the dynamic between Yuki and Mihiru this match. Mihiru Kiru is your grandmother's favorite wrestler. She's a nice strong woman who follows the rules, while Yuki Kamifuku is cool and glamorous and breaks the rules constantly. Mihiru and Kei started for their teams, and pretty quickly Yuki started breaking the rules. She was pulling the ropes away from Kei Toribami while she was reaching for them, looking for a rope break. Mihiru let go of the hold she had on Kei and scolded Yuki. There was a couple other instances in the match where Mihiru scolds either Yuki Kamifuku or Hikari Noa for breaking the rules. The wrestling in the match itself was alright. Kei Toribami was in the match most for her team and is looking better. Yuki Kamifuku also did her cool head scissors DDT move where she reaches up from the ground with her feet and grabs the other wrestler's head down to the mat. It always looks cool when it's done correctly. Yuki Kamifuku won the match for her team with an eye poke followed by a famer serve for the pinfall victory over Kei. The second match was a three-way match between Haruna Neko, Moka Miyamoto, and Suzume. TJPW has been having more three-way matches, but they still don't really have them down. The match was fine, but I felt like there were issues with pace. It never really felt like the match got out of second gear. Throughout the match, everyone got to do their stuff. Neko was liberal with her doling out of cat scratches. Moka showed off some karate, and Suzumi's dropkicks always look great. Moka Miyamoto was dealt with by a flying clothesline by Neko, so it was Suzume and Neko alone in the ring. After trading offense and pin attempts, Suzume blocked and countered Neko's codebreaker into a jackknife pin for the pinfall victory. The third match was another of Marika Kobashi's Goodbye Tour matches, this time against Hyper Misao. Before the match started, Hyper Misao came to the ring holding a sign and wearing a hard hat protesting Marika Kobashi's leaving of TJPW. Misao got on the mic and said she gets lonely when wrestlers leave TJPW. Marika Kobashi then attacked Misao and hit her with the sign. This match was the most fun of the Marika Kobashi goodbye matches so far. This match saw some Hyper Misao shenanigans like the cold spray to the face, along with a draping final cut to the apron I was surprised by. Kobashi was the underdog for most of the match, but did get some offense in throughout. After a final forearm exchange by Marika using the last of her strength, Hyper Misao hit a running back elbow and the final cut for the pinfall victory. After the match, Sanshiro Takagi came to the ring to talk to Hyper Misao. They have a match at Grand Princess, and Hyper Misao is disappointed because Takagi isn't the wrestler he used to be and is just a president interested in numbers. Takagi promised the match would be crazy. The next match was a trios match, the team of Yuki Aino, Nodoka Tenma, and Shoko Nakajima versus the team of Raku, Palm Harajuku, and Yuki Arai. I appreciate that they tagged Yuki Arai up with some of the more eccentric wrestlers on the roster to let her show more of her character. It looked like she was having fun being a bit silly. Before the bell rang, Raku, Arai, and Palm attacked the other team and tried to isolate Nodoka Tenma. It didn't really work, and Nodoka was able to get Palm and Arai out of the ring. Shoko, Aino, and Nodoka Tenma then tried to assemble a human tower, but Raku was able to put Nodoka Tenma to sleep so the tower fell down. After an Oishimi expressed by Raku, the match became more conventional. The match was fun, a nice mix of power, speed, technique, and shin kicks throughout. Palm Harajuku was in the match longest for her team, while the other team did multiple tags in and out and had much stronger team chemistry. After the ring was cleared, it was Palm Harajuku and Yuki Aino trading attacks. After Aino dodged a Palm to Justice attempt, she hit Palm with a gut-wrench suplex, then Palm was hit by the Bakuratsu sisters' tag team finisher, the Bakuratsu Bulldog, for a pinfall victory for Yuki Aino. After the match, Nodoka Tenma got on the mic and asked her sister, Yuki Aino, to have a match against her at Grand Princess. Yuki Aino was reluctant, but agreed. The Bakuratsu sisters have not had a singles match against each other in TJPW ever. This would probably be Nodoka Tenma's last single match of her career. That leaves the main event, a trios match between the team of Rika Tatsumi, Naoki Kuda, Miyu Watanabe versus a team of Yuka Sakazaki, Mizuki, and Arisu Endo. This match was a sneak peek of the upcoming tag title match at Grand Princess between Majirabi, Yuki, and Mizuki, and Daydream, which is Rika and Miyu. The first section of the match involved a lot of hair pulling by Nao, Mizuki, and Yuka. The hair pulling ended after Arisu Endo was tossed by Naokakuta by her hair. This was a good match. Both teams had good chemistry with the exception of one spot. Miyu and Rika used their teammate Naokakuta as a weapon and tried to body slam her onto the prone Arisu Endo, but Endo moved. After beating up Endo a bit, they body slammed Endo onto Naokakuta, who was still on the ground, and dropped elbows onto the pile. Nao did not appreciate this. Miyu showed off her strength, getting Yuka in a giant swing, and Rika tossed Dragon Screw leg whips and hip attacks everywhere. Arisu Endo was in for her team at the end of the match, but was overmatched against the experience of Rika Tatsumi. Rika hit Endo with a Dragon Screw leg whip, followed by the hip attack, and finally a twist of fate got the pinfall victory for Rika Tatsumi. Overall, this was a good show, much better than the last one, which had to be changed last minute. The card for Grand Princess is almost set, but I'm guessing there will be a couple more surprises announced in the near future. I would recommend watching the last two matches if you are short on time. The next TJPW show is on the 26th, but won't be available on Wrestle Universe till a later date. Before that show is released, the special pool episode will be released on the 28th. That is a special 5-team tag show that is taking place in a pool. This has been the Joshi Wrestling Recap for TJPW February 23rd, 2022. Thanks for listening.